Hi everyone, it's Jessie, Chelsea, and Sylvia from Yoga. Thank you for joining us today for this Ashtanga modified short form practice. Grab your mats and we'll get started. Meeting me in a seated meditation, Sukhasana, easy seated pose. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can extend the legs out in front of you. If you have crossed legs, begin to bring the palms on top of the knees, palms face open towards the ceiling. Begin to connect pointer finger and thumb, pointer finger representing individual consciousness, thumb representing universal consciousness. Take a moment to tap into that powerful and symbolic connection between the two. Work to ground down through the four corners of the pelvis. Lengthen through the vertebra of the spine, softening the shoulders away from the ears. Grounding yourself for this practice. Begin to bring your attention, your awareness to the natural breath. Feel the low belly as it rises and falls. The diaphragm as it lifts and lowers in and out of its thoracic cage. The intake and outtake of breath in and out through the nose as it warms that little triangle between the nose and the upper lip. Continue to find stillness. Start to allow this breath to invite you to an inward space of meditation. As always, we utilize the breath as a tool to help calm the fluctuations, the vrittis, the cessations of our overactive minds. It's time to transition from outside to in. Let's work to deepen the breath. Big inhale through the nose, filling up fully, completely. Big exhale, side out the mouth, let it go. Second round, take a little bit deeper of an inhalation now. Fill all the way up to the clavicles. Huge exhale, side out the mouth, let it go. Final round, deepest inhalation yet. Fill the full 5-quart capacity of your lungs. Retain the breath at the top. Huge exhale, side out the mouth, navel pulls in. Retain the breath at the bottom. Close the mouth, constrict the back of the throat, the glottis. This round, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale as you sigh back out the nostrils. Again, deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale as you allow the breath to glide over the vocal cords. Amping your way up to our Ujjayi pranayama. 3, 4, perhaps 5 counts the length of the natural breath. It's victorious, it's audible, it's aspirant. Breathing so loud that your neighbor can hear. Use this breath as an energetic way to announce your presence. Physically, you are right here on your mat. Take this opportunity to set an intention, dedication, or perhaps a mantra to help guide your practice today. Take a breath to seal it off. Open the eyes. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, press the palms together, seal it in, hands to heart space. Come forward and through to hands and knees, tabletop pose. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees hip distance apart. Wag it out, swag it out from side to side. Use this as a diagnostic to see what's happening in the hips, the low back, the shoulders, the neck. Then come back through to center, actively press the ground away, puff up the space in between the shoulder blades. Spinal mobilization, inhale, pick the chin up towards the ceiling, low back falls, tip up the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, really press weight into both palms. Inhale, begin to lift, anterior stretch, open up the whole front side body. Exhale, begin to round, posterior stretch, open up the whole back side body. Inhales are our upward expanding motions, find length, lift the chin, retain the breath at the top. Exhales, downward contracting motion, navel pulls in, retain the breath at the bottom. Inhale, return back to a neutral spine. Exhale, one at a time, step the feet back for plank. Big inhale as you arrive, stacking shoulders over wrists. Energetically pressing through your heels. Your head is an extension of your cervical spine, so keeping it in one straight line. This means that your drishti, that gazeless gaze, is slightly beyond the short edge of the mat. Work to activate your yogic blocks, your bandhas. Mula bandha at the base, locate and activate the triangular muscles of the pelvic floor. Follow that engagement trajectory. Navel pulls in, that's Uddiyana bandha at the core center. 3 more of the deepest breaths that you've taken all day. As you ignite this Agni, this internal fire, we utilize the breath to stoke this fire, heating from within. Take one more deep inhalation. Exhale, slowly press the hips up and back, contract in the core, arrive in downward facing dog. Take some time, pedal out the feet, sway the hips, shake the head, whatever it is that you need to settle in. Ultimately, you'll find stillness in this dynamic posterior stretch. Even weight distribution between the hands and the feet, between right and left halves of the body. Close the eyes, visualize lengthening from the tip of your tailbone, your coccyx, down through the cervical vertebra, the nape of the neck. Let's take a lion's breath, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, stick out your tongue, make a face, release the jaw. Next, inhale, rise, press, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, transition between them, top of the mat, forward, standing, fold. Release the weight of the head. Straight legs or bent knees, inhale to halfway rise, axial extension of your spine. Exhale, recommit, crown of the head to the mat. Root to rise, squeeze the inner thighs up like a zipper. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, look up, reach up. Exhale, press the palms together, seal it in, hands to heart space, breath retention at the bottom. Suryanamaskar at A. Inhale, arms extend up and overhead, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, navel pulls in, hinge at the hips, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, smile across the collarbones. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, lower, knees, chest, or chaturanga dandasana, elbows adduct in. Lower the hips, inhale as you open through the heart, the chest, your degree of a back bend. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract, down dog, come home. Deepen the breath, reset, reconnect, plugging in. Inhale, we rise, press, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, find buoyancy, travel, top of the mat, forward, standing, fold, release the weight of the head. Inhale to halfway rise, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, recommit, crown of the head to the mat. Root to rise, lift from the pelvic floor. Inhale, arms extend, up and overhead, look up, reach up. Exhale, press the palms together, use your lats, use your traps, create your own resistance, breath retention at the bottom. Inhale, arms extend, up and overhead. Exhale, navel pulls in, hinge at the hips, swan dive, forward, standing, fold. Inhale, halfway rise, prepare the spine. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, lower, knees, chest or chaturanga dandasana, elbows pin in. Lower the hips, inhale, open through the heart, the chest, your degree of a back bend. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract, down dog, come home. Deepen the breath. Next, inhale, rise, press, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, engage the bandhas, use it to travel, top of the mat, forward, standing, fold, release the weight of the head. Straight legs or bent knees, inhale, halfway rise, axial extension of the spine. Exhale, recommit, crown of the head to the mat. Root to rise, lift from Mula Bandha, inhale, arms extend, up and overhead, look up, reach up. Exhale, seal all of this beautiful energy in, breath retention at the bottom. Inhale, arms extend, up and overhead, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, navel pulls in, hinge at the hips, activation of Uddiyana Bandha, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, smile across the collarbones. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, lower, knees, chest or chaturanga dandasana, elbows adduct in. Lower the hips, inhale, open through the heart, the chest, find a back bend. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract in the core and breathe, downward facing dog, come home. Inhale, rise, press, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, transition between them, top of the mat, forward, standing, fold. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, recommit, crown of the head to the mat. Root to rise, inhale, arms extend, up and overhead, look up, reach up. Exhale, press the palms together, seal it in, hands to heart space. Suryanamaskar, letter B, bring the big toes to touch, bend your knees, lower your seat, inhale, arms reach, gaze lifts, bicep frame the ears, breath retention. Exhale, navel pulls in, hinge at the hips, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the feet back, lower, knees, chest or chaturanga dandasana, elbows adduct in. Inhale as you open through the heart, the chest, find a back bend. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract, down dog. Pivot and plant the left foot at a 45-degree angle. Right foot steps up in between the hands. Square, stable hips. Huge in-breath. Arms lift. Stack shoulders over hips. Gaze beyond the fingertips. Exhale, hands surround the right foot. Step back, lower. Knees, chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows adduct in. Lowering the hips. Inhale to your degree of a back bend. Heart open. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back. Contract, down dog. Pivot and plant the right foot at a 45-degree angle. Left foot steps up in between the hands. Square, stable hips, strong core. Inhale, arms lift, stack shoulders over hips. Draw the front ribs in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands around the left foot. Press the ground away, step back, lower. Knees, chest, or Chaturanga. Inhale as you find your degree of a back bend, heart open. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back. Contract, down dog, come home. Deepen the breath. Reset, reconnect. Next, inhale, rise, press, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, transition between them, top of the mat, forward, standing fold, release the weight of the head. Inhale, halfway rise, flat back. Exhale, fold deeper, crown of the head to the mat. Bring your big toes to touch, bend your knees, quads engaged, drop the seat. Inhale, arms reach, gaze lifts, chair pose. Exhale, straighten the legs, come to stand, hands to heart space, Samasthiti. Big toes together, bend your knees, lower your seat. Inhale, arms reach, gaze lifts, breath retention at the top. Exhale, navel pulls in, hinge at the hips, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, smile across the collarbones. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the feet back, lower. Knees, chest, or Chaturanga, elbows adduct in. Lower the hips, big inhale, open through the heart, the chest, back bend. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract, down dog. Pivot and plant the left foot at a 45-degree angle. Use the core to step the right foot up in between the hands. Square, stable hips, big inhale, arms lift, stack shoulders over hips, breath retention at the top. Exhale, hands surround the right foot, press the ground away, right foot steps back, lower, knees, chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale as you find a back bend, heart and lungs open. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract. Pivot and plant the right foot at a 45-degree angle. Use the core to step the left foot up, square, stable hips. Inhale, arms lift, stack shoulders over hips, retain the breath at the top. Exhale, cartwheel the hands around the left foot, step back, lower, knees, chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale as you find a back bend, heart and lungs open. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract, down dog, come home. Plugging in. Prepared to begin again. Inhale, rise, press, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, transition between them, top of the mat, forward, standing fold, release the weight of the head. Inhale, halfway, flat back, lengthen, extend. Exhale, recommit, find depth. Big toes together, bend your knees, lower your seat. Inhale, arms reach, gaze lifts, breath retention at the top. Exhale, straighten the legs, come to stand, hands to heart space, Samasthiti. Round 3, big toes together, bend the knees, drop the seat. Inhale, arms reach, gaze lifts, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, navel pulls in, hinge at the hips, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, smile across the collarbones. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the feet back, lower. Knees, chest, or Chaturanga, elbows adduct in. Lower your hips, inhale, open through the heart, the chest, back bend. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract, down dog. Pivot and plant the left foot at a 45-degree angle. Use the core to step the right foot up, square, stable hips. Big inhale, arms lift, stack shoulders over hips, draw the front ribs in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands around the right foot, press the ground away, step back, lower, knees, chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale as you find your degree of a back bend, heart open. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract, down dog. Pivot and plant the right foot at a 45-degree angle. Left foot steps up in between the hands, square, stable hips, strong core. Inhale, arms lift, stack shoulders over hips, draw the front ribs in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands around the left foot, press the ground away, step back, lower, knees, chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale as you find your back bend, heart and lungs open. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract, down dog, come home. Next, inhale, we rise, press, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, transition between them, top of the mat, forward, standing fold, release the head. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, recommit, crown of the head to the mat. Big toes together, bend your knees, drop the seat. Inhale, arms reach, gaze lifts, breath retention. Exhale, straighten the legs, hands to heart space, Samasthiti. Step or hop the feet 6 to 8 inches apart, bringing your hands to your hips. Big inhale, open through the heart, the chest, find a back bend. Exhale, slowly lead with the heart as you come into a forward standing fold. Peace fingers can bind around the big toes. Big inhale, halfway rise, flat back, straight legs or bent knees. Exhale, fold in, elbows can butterfly out to the side. Be kind to the hamstrings. Work to find more of a release in the low back. Continue to regulate the breath. You can stay here, should you wish. Begin to thread the hands underneath the feet, bringing the toes up towards the wrist crease. Wherever you're at, inhale, halfway rise, find a flat back, straight legs or bent knees. Exhale, fold in, find depth, crown of the head down towards the mat, elbow, butterfly the elbows out to the side. Gently release any remaining bind. Put a deep bend into the knees. Inhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll all the way up to standing. Shoulders, neck, and head last to lift. Exhale, roll the shoulders up, back, and down, palms face forward, Tadasana. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, press the palms together, seal it in, hands to heart space. Inhale as you step it out to the wide edge of the mat. Pivot the right toes to face the short edge. You should have heel to arch alignment. Arms come through a powerful T. Exhale, slowly reach. Lower the right hand down towards the right thigh, shin, or wherever you can reach. Left arm lifts, big inhale. See if you can take your gaze beyond the left fingertips. Stacking shoulders, driving the right head of the femur into the socket of the pelvis. Continue to deepen the breath. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, strong core, rise up. Exhale, switch up the feet, heel to arch alignment, left toes point towards the short edge. Inhale, slight reach. Exhale, lower the left hand down to the thigh, shin, or wherever you can. Inhale as you twist from the tail, perhaps take the gaze beyond the right fingertips. Drawing the front ribs in. Drive the left head of the femur into the socket of the pelvis. Maintain nice deep breaths. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, rise, arms come through a powerful T. Exhale, hands to the hips. Pivot both sets of toes to face the back of the mat. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead. Exhale as you drop the left hand down inside of the right foot. Inhale, right arm lifts as you find a twist, stacking shoulders. Square hips, neutral pelvis. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, rise to the wide edge. Arms come through a powerful T. Exhale, you'll bring the hands to the hips. Pivot the toes to the front of the mat. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead. Biceps frame the ears. Exhale, slowly lower the right hand inside of the left foot. Inhale as you twist. Gaze beyond the left fingertips. Stacking shoulders. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, rise to the wide edge, arms to a powerful T. Exhale, the right foot steps up to meet the left, top of the mat, Samasthiti. Inhale, we step it out to the wide edge of the mat. Pivot the right toes to the back of the mat. Start to lunge into that right knee for a warrior two stance. Inhale, arms come through a powerful T. Exhale as you drop the right forearm down to the right thigh. Inhale as the left arm extends, bicep by the ear. Find a long line of energy here. Reaching active through the left fingertips. Perhaps flip the palm to face the wall behind you. Using the forearm as leverage to twist from the tail. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, rise. Arms come through a powerful T. Exhale as you switch up the feet. Left toes point towards the top of the mat. 90-degree bend or less in the left knee. Big inhale here. Exhale, lower the left forearm down to the left thigh. Inhale as the right arm extends, bicep by the ear. Perhaps flip the palm to face the wall behind you, creating a long line of energy from the right heel down through the right fingertips. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips as you pivot to the back of the room. Warrior One stance. Right toes forward, left foot at a 45-degree angle. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead. Biceps frame the ears. Exhale, slowly hook the left elbow outside of the right thigh. Find leverage. Big inhale, rotate from the tail gaze over your right shoulder. You can stay here. Exhale, lower the left hand down to the mat. Inhale as the right arm extends, bicep by the ear, long line of energy here. Deepen the breath, despite the compression in the belly. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, rise, arms come through a powerful T. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips as you pivot to the top of the mat. Right foot at a 45-degree angle, Warrior One stance. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, slowly hook right elbow outside of left thigh. Find leverage. Big inhale, deepen the twist. Gaze over your left shoulder. You can stay here. Exhale to lower the right hand down towards the mat. Inhale, left arm extends, bicep by the ear, finding a long line of energy here. Continue to deepen the breath. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, rise to the wide edge of the mat, arms to a powerful T. Exhale, the right foot steps up to meet the left, top of the mat, Samasthiti. Inhale, step it out to the wide edge of the mat. Turn the toes slightly in. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Draw the elbows in towards the midline. Big inhale, open through the heart, the chest, slight back bend. Exhale, lead with the heart as you come down into your wide-legged fold. You can keep the hands on the hips or release them down to the mat. Wherever you're at, inhale, halfway flat back. Exhale, recommit to the fold. Find depth. Round down through the feet. Soften the knees. Inhale, rise all the way back up to standing. Exhale, the right foot steps up to meet the left, top of the mat, Samasthiti, hands to heart space. Inhale, rotate 180 degrees to the back of the mat. Exhale as you find a bind, either grab for opposite elbows or bring the hands to prayer in reverse namaste. Big inhale as you open through the heart, the chest, quads engaged. Nice and slow, exhale, lead with the heart, come halfway down, pause here, check in with the hamstrings. And if you feel good, you can continue to lower chin towards the shin rather than nose towards the knee. Maintain a neutral pelvis. Deepening the breath. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, just as slowly begin to rise. Keep your drishti, your gaze lifted as you come to the top. Exhale, pivot the feet, changing sides. Both sets of toes point forward. Once again, big inhale, open through the heart, the chest. Exhale, lead with the heart, folding forward. Pause once you're halfway down. Check in with the hamstrings. If it allows, continue lower, chin towards the shin rather than nose towards knee. Round down through the feet. Inhale, open up to the wide edge, arms to a powerful T. Exhale, the right foot steps up to meet the left, top of the mat, Samasthiti. Coming in for standing, balancing. Shift the weight into the left foot, come onto the right toes. Bring the left hand to the hip as you draw the right knee into the chest. You can stay here should you wish. Right peace finger binds for the right big toe. Inhale as you find extension of that leg. Wherever you're at, drawing the head of the humerus into the socket of the shoulder, drawing the head of the femur into the socket of the pelvis. Feel all of the little muscles in your feet and your ankle working to keep you stable. Next, inhale, find external rotation as you take the right leg out to the side. Keep the toes active if you have a bend into the knee. Use your drishti, your gaze, to help keep you balanced. If you'd like to test this balance, maybe take your gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale as you start to draw the leg back through to center, straight leg or bent knee. Exhale as you lower, nose towards the knee. Stay stable in that left leg. Inhale, begin to reach the arms up overhead. Biceps frame the ears, letter D, quads engaged. Flexing the toes in towards the torso. Knee draws up towards the hip, engagement of that quad pack. One more big inhale as you lift it up just a little bit higher. Exhale, softly lower. Set it down, shake everything out. We'll prepare to change sides. Shift weight into the right foot, come onto the left toes. Feel that balance transfer. Right hand to the hip, left hand draws the left knee into the chest. You can stay here, bring the left piece finger to the left big toe. Inhale, extend it out if you're finding a straight leg extension. Drawing the head of the femur into the socket of the pelvis. Head of the humerus into the socket of the shoulder. Gorgeous. Next inhale, take it out to the side, external rotation with a straight leg or bent knee. Keep the toes active. Maybe switch up your drishti, your gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale as you softly draw the leg back through to center. Straight leg or bent knee. Exhale, nose towards the knee, spinal flexion. Keep the leg lifted. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Biceps frame the ears, letter D. Toes flex in towards the torso. Knees draws up towards the hip, engagement of that quad pack. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift the leg up just a little bit higher. Exhale, set it down, shake it out. Preparing for our second round of standing balance. Once again, shift the weight into the left foot, come onto the right toes. You can bring the right foot into position for tree or half lotus. If you're coming in for a half lotus, the right arm will wrap behind the back and attempt to clasp the right big toe. If you're in tree, inhale to reach both arms up overhead. If you're in lotus, inhale, the left arm reaches up overhead, bicep by the ear. If you are in lotus, exhale if you'd like to take the fold. If you are in tree, remain standing. Wherever you're at, use your drishti, your gaze to help you balance. If you're in a fold, bend the left knee. Inhale, slowly rise all the way back up to standing. Exhale, we'll all release. Set it down, shake it out as we prepare to change sides. Shift the weight into the right foot. Bring the left foot into position for tree or into the right hip crease for half lotus. If you're coming in for the bind, the left arm will reach behind the back. If you're in tree, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. If you're in a half lotus, inhale as the right arm lifts, bicep by the ear. Exhale if you'd like to explore the fold. Use your drishti, your gaze to help you balance. If you're in the fold, bend the knee, find buoyancy. Inhale as you rise, come back up to standing. Exhale, we'll all release. Come back through to center, hands to heart space, samasthiti. Top of the mat, big toes together, bend your knees, lower your seat. Inhale, arms reach, biceps frame the ears, draw the front ribs in, we hold. Make sure you can see all 10 toes. Quads engaged. Working to find spinal extension in this chair pose. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Internal rotation of the forearms here. Take one more big inhale at the top. Exhale, lead with the heart. Swan dive, forward standing fold. Inhale, halfway rise, find a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. Lower, knees, chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows adduct in. Inhale as you find your degree of a back bend, heart open. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back. Contract, down dog. Pivot and plant the left foot at a 45-degree angle. Right foot steps up, square stable hips. Inhale, arms lift, stack shoulders over hips. Draw the front ribs in as you find warrior one. Lacing the core up like a corset. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. Internal rotation of the forearms here, pinky fingers facing one another. One more big inhale. Warrior one on the left side to the back of the mat. Exhale as you pivot the feet. Lunge into the left knee, 90 degrees or less. Inhale as you take the gaze beyond the fingertips. Still drawing the front ribs in, core engaged. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Take one more big inhale at the top. Exhale, warrior two on the left side. Arms come through a powerful T, 90-degree bend or less in your left knee. Let's lift the shoulders up and lower them down. Attach the scapula onto the back. Gaze back at the right arm, ensure it's in line with the left. Take your gaze back down that left middle finger. Allow yourself to lunge a little bit deeper. Left knee in line with that left pinky toe. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, switch up the feet. Lunging into that right knee, arms remain in a powerful T. Let's inhale to lift the shoulders up. Exhale, attach the scapula onto the back. Gaze back at the left arm, ensure it's in line with the right. Take your gaze down that right middle finger, lunge a little deeper, right knee tracking in line with the right pinky toe. Front ribs draw in. Give it one more deep in-breath. Exhale, cartwheel the hands around the right foot. Step back, press the ground away, lower, knees, chest, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale as you open through the heart, the chest, find a back bend. Exhale, toes tuck, hips up and back, contract, down dog. Inhale, rise, tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, come through to seated. Extending the legs out in front of you, popcorn through the knees. Flex the toes in towards the torso, knees draw up towards the hip. Planting the hands underneath the shoulders, softly tip the chin down towards the chest. Actively press the palms away, everything is engaged. Come back to those yogic locks, your bandhas. Creating your own resistance. Maybe flexing the toes so much that the heels lift off of the mat. Give it one more cycle of breath. Softly release. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead. Keep the lower half engaged. Exhale, slowly lead with the heart. Swan dive into your fold. Inhale, halfway rise, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, think chin to shin. Continue to extend the crown of the head towards the short edge of the mat. Remaining active in this fold. One more cycle of breath. Inhale as you slowly come back to a neutral spine. Exhale, plant the hands behind the hips. Fingers point towards the toes. Begin to point the toes actively. Press the ground away. Big inhale as you work to lift the hips, finding your reverse plank. If this is too much, you can walk the feet underneath the knees and alternatively take your reverse table. Engaging the glutes. Work to lift the hips up a little bit higher. One more big inhale. Exhale, softly lower the hips back down to the mat. Shake it out. Let's bring the right foot inside of the left inner thigh. Flex the left toes in towards the torso. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, lead with the heart as you fold down the left leg. Inhale, halfway rise, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, work chin towards the shin, keeping everything active. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center as you extend the right leg out to meet the left, popcorn through the knees. Change sides, bring the left foot inside of the right inner thigh. Keep the right toes active. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, lead with the heart, come down into your fold. Inhale, halfway, smile across the collarbones. Exhale, chin towards the shin, finding extension. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center as you extend the left leg out to meet the right, popcorn through the knees. Step the right foot inside of the left inner thigh. Keep the left toes active. The left arm comes back behind you like a kickstand. Inhale as the right arm lifts, bicep by the ear. Exhale, begin to fold down the left leg, quads engaged. You can stay here should you wish, wrap up for the bind. Exhale, right arm around the right shin. Left hand behind the back and attempt to clasp the fingers. Deepen the breath. Carefully release any bind. Inhale, rise up to a neutral spine. Draw the right knee in. Exhale, the right arm comes back behind you like a kickstand this time. Inhale, the left arm lifts, bicep by the ear. Exhale, hook the left elbow outside of the right knee and use it as leverage to twist. Every inhale, grow a little taller through the crown of the head. Every exhale, work the rotation from the tail. Give it one more big inhale. Exhale, unwind, come back through to center, extend the right leg out to meet the left. Popcorn through the knees, change sides, draw the left foot inside of that right inner thigh. Right arm comes back behind you like a kickstand. Inhale, left arm lifts, bicep by the ear. Exhale as you fold down the right leg, quads engaged. Stay here, exhale, wrap up for your bind, left arm around the left shin, right hand behind the back. In attempt to clasp the fingers. Deepen the breath. Gently release the knee bind. Inhale as you rise, hug that left knee in. Exhale, left arm comes back behind you like a kickstand. Inhale as the right arm lifts. Exhale, hook right elbow outside of the left thigh and use it as leverage to twist. Every inhale, grow a little taller through the crown of the head. Every exhale, work the rotation from the tail. Give it one more big inhale. Exhale, start to unwind. Extend the left leg out to meet the right, popcorn through the knees. Bring the feet up towards the sits bones, hands to the front of the shins. Inhale as you find extension through the spine. Exhale, rock the weight into the seat. Inhale as you rise into your degree of a boat pose. Squeeze, magnetize the inner thighs, draw everything in towards the midline. You can have the knees bent or work to straighten the legs. Attaching the shoulder blades onto the back, take a big inhale. Exhale, cross the shins, point the toes, plant the hands, bump it up, see what lifts. Lower down, second round, inhale, we find our boat pose. Butt is engaged. Big inhale. Exhale, cross the shins, point the toes, plant the hands, bump it up. Lower down, third and final round, inhale, find boat. Feet engaged. Drawing everything in towards the midline, that meridian center of the body. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest and roll it onto the backs. Rock a little side to side, massage your low, lumbar spine. 2 rounds of back bending. Plant the feet by the seat, forearms by the side. Press weight into the feet, weight into the forearms. Inhale as you lift your hips up nice and high. Find your bridge pose. If you'd like, you can roll the shoulders underneath the body, interlace the hands underneath the hips. Work your inner hip adductors. Draw the knees in towards the midline. Inhale as you lift the hips just a little bit higher. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, softly lower back down. Second round of a back bend, you can either take another bridge pose just like that, or take a wheel by planting the hands by the ears. Big inhale as you work to lift into your back bend, your variation. Staying open through the heart, the chest. Continue to draw the knees in towards the midline. One more big inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin, lower vertebrae by vertebrae, back down. Coming in for candlestick pose, extend the feet up towards the ceiling, flex the feet in towards the face. Ankles stacked over top knees, knees over top hips. You're welcome to stay here in this inversion, or should you wish, coming in for shoulder stand where the low back is supported by both hands. Being super aware of the cervical spine, do not look left, do not look right. If you are in shoulder stand, you can advance to your plow pose, bringing the toenails to meet the mat behind the head. Upper body stays where it was at. If you're in your plow pose, you can use the knees to put a little pressure, a little weight under the forehead. You can use the knees to squeeze the ears. Slowly begin to uncurl, begin to unfurl. Lower the hips back down onto the mat. Start to lower the legs. Use the center of gravity to bring yourself up onto the forearms as if you were tanning at the beach. Pressing the ground away, opening through the heart, the chest. Exhale as you lower the crown of the head down towards the mat, opening up through that throat chakra. You can stay here in this variation of fish, or should you wish, begin to extend hands and feet both at a 45-degree angle. Whichever variation you've chosen, give it one more big inhale. Exhale, softly come out, lying all the way down onto the backs. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead. Exhale as you hug the knees into the chest, big squeeze. Bring your arms out to a strong T, both scapula, both shoulder blades rooted on the mat. Take a big inhale with the knees stacked over the hips. Exhale, lower the knees to the right. Take your drishti, your gaze, over your left shoulder. Next inhale, you'll bring the knees back through to center. Pause, regain symmetry. Exhale, change sides, lower the knees to the left. Take your drishti, your gaze, over to the right. Next inhale, you'll come back through to center, knees over hips. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Maybe lift the forehead up to meet the knees, decompress the neck. Lower the shoulder blades back down. Extend the right foot to the right corner, the left foot to the left corner, allowing the arms to fall comfortably beside you, palms face up towards the ceiling, as an acceptance of this practice, this journey, this beautiful communal energy. We'll end with 3 breaths. Deep inhale through the nose. Huge exhale, side out the mouth, let it go. Second breath, lion's breath, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, stick out your tongue, make a face, release the jaw. Final round, inhale, retention, inhale, make fist, curl the toes, shrug the shoulders, make a face, hold here for 3, squeeze tighter for 2, release. We've arrived. Shavasana, finding your conscious surrender as the mindful observer. Drift away, find that sweet space between sleep and meditation. Allow the central nervous system of the body time for integration. Take rest. Shavasana. Surrender.